New music, lots of new music. I just posted a whole new EP called the Trackmaker EP. Go check it out, link in the description. And today I'm going to be reading your YouTube comments that you left for me under my videos, saying wonderfully nice things about my music, I'm sure. I hate to do this, but I don't see another chance. First. Why, who cares? I mean, congrats. Now you get to be in the comments video, I guess, if that's all you wanted. But what are you doing? I don't care if you're first. Nobody cares if you're first. Well, apparently 9 people care that you were first. So aside from those 9 people, nobody cares that you're first. Beautiful as always, bro. Thanks, bro. You flatter me, as always, bro. Thanks for the compliment, bro. You look beautiful too, bro. Glad you're still making music. You know, it's true. Sometimes I really just don't want to make music anymore. But for some reason, I am still here, still making music, still not making money from it, still just wondering what I want to do with my life. But for the time being, yeah, music is still happening. This definitely gives me a feel like a refreshing modern Chicago style. I vibe to this amazing work. By Chicago style, I assume you just mean like old house music? Because if that's the case, then yes, I suppose. But all modern house music is just the natural evolution of old house music, so I don't really know exactly how to respond to that, but thanks, I guess. There's this retro game store I used to go to that used to play this type of music. I don't know what genre this song would qualify as, but it really takes me back. House or electronic? Not really sure, to be honest, but it slaps. I could see this song as leaning closer to house. Yes, it's house music. It's easy to forget the disparity between my knowledge of electronic music and my audience's knowledge of electronic music. Very, very different. You guys listen to a lot of music that I don't listen to and don't know anything about. I can't speak anything about any genre of music that isn't at least partially electronic. But then when it comes to the type of electronic music that I do really listen to, especially stuff like house and techno, dubstep, drum and bass, electro, breaks, I guess, etc. This kind of stuff, I can talk on and on and on and on, and I just take for granted that knowledge. But yes, if I was to define the genres for each of the songs in the Trackmaker EP, OK is house music. Specifically, you would refer to it as deep tech. But if you search deep tech on Google, you're probably not going to find anything. It's probably not even going to give you music suggestions. And if you search deep tech music on Google, Google's just going to assume that you mean deep techno, which isn't what you're looking for. Deep tech is a style of tech house that evolved by stripping away more of the like aggressive dance floor elements from tech house. So it was really just the drums and the bass and some like R&B samples and stuff. But the darker styles of deep tech became more popular and became what tech house is today. And the funkier styles of deep tech are now what's predominantly defining that subgenre. But a lot of styles of deep tech that you hear today would probably be classified as deep house in some circles, just because there's a massive overlap between deep tech and deep house. But I wouldn't call OK deep house. I'm pretty sure you'd call it deep tech. But again, good luck trying to find some deep tech music. And don't search deep tech house, because it's not tech house either. You're not trying to find deep tech house. You're trying to find deep tech. House music, for anyone that doesn't know, house music is by far the most extensive and confusing subgenre of electronic music. So if you're confused, don't worry. You should be. That's just how house music is. It's got decades of history behind it, and it's very difficult to trace it all back to where it is now. Techno God is obviously techno. If I was to define the style of techno, I think you would call it peak time techno, maybe, or like main stage techno. I don't know. I don't know my techno subgenres nearly as well as my house subgenres, but it's probably something like that. The idea is that it's just supposed to be true blue techno music that you would expect to hear if you were to go to like a techno warehouse rave. Trackmaker is best defined as simply electro. It's kind of Detroit electro, but I didn't produce the song to be Detroit electro, so it doesn't really pay homage to its Detroit's roots. So I think you'd just call it electro, or maybe like classic electro, maybe, but not really, because it's pretty modern sounding. So I would just call it electro. I don't really know what else to call it other than just breaks, because it's got a broken beat pattern, right? How It Is could best be described as organic house. You could also call it deep house, but I would call it organic house, which is a bit more specific, because deep house is more general and can refer to funkier music, but also sometimes moodier music. And How It Is, I produce specifically to imitate the sounds of organic house. Organic house being a subgenre of house that's, I mean, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of in the name, but it's just, it doesn't sound nearly as synthesized or as produced as a lot of house genres. It sounds more authentic and performed. Like, you don't hear these big heavy synths or anything like that. It's a very muted genre, very kind of natural and calming sounds, I guess you could say. It's also typically slower than most house music. Like How It Is, I think, is 120 beats per minute. Meanwhile, OK is 128 beats per minute. And finally, Shishiro dub, which would best be described as reggae dub. But admittedly, there's a lot of reggae dub. Like, if you just search reggae dub, a lot of reggae dub is more authentic to the sound of reggae than Shishiro dub is. But it's not exactly deep dubstep either, because deep dubstep usually has a lot more modulation in the basses and much deeper and darker soundscapes than Shishiro dub. So it's just reggae dub, I guess, but it's kind of a weak reggae dub. Anyway, sorry for being confusing, but I mean, genres are confusing. If you guys want to know why I don't typically like put the genres of the music I make anymore in my descriptions, because I used to do that back in the day, because it's just confusing. It's too much. And like, if I put deep tech in the description of OK, people are going to Google deep tech. They're not going to get anything. They don't even know what I'm talking about. So I don't know. Just don't worry about it. All right. It's house music. Okay. Is it just me, or do I hear some Mr. Oizo influences? No, you probably don't. But if you're referring to flat beat, I mean, flat beat is what he's best known for. It's got that, like, they both have that sort of just really typical modulated bass sound. So if that's all you're hearing, then yeah, I guess, sure. But no, I don't really listen to Mr. Oizo. I think the only songs I could name from him would be Flat Beat, Positif, I think it's called, something like that. And then I listened through that something Worms album. What was it called? Analog Worms Attack. That's what it was called. Yeah, I listened through this album once just because I was fascinated by the fact that this was released in 1999. I think it's fantastic for its date. Flat Beat's a phenomenal song just because of, again, how forward thinking it was. Like, as a 1999 release, it is ridiculous how modern it sounds in everything but maybe the mixing. But like, it's an incredibly innovative album, and Mr. Oizo definitely deserves the praise he gets. But that being said, I haven't listened to all or even most of his stuff, so I can't say I've taken any influence from him before in my music. My personal top ranks in the EP: OK, Trackmaker, Techno God, How It Is, and then Shishiro dub at the end. If I had to rank my own songs for the EP, I would also put OK at the top, and then probably Techno God after that. Then I might even put How It Is, and then Trackmaker. And then I'd probably also put Shishiro dub at the end. The thing with Shishiro dub is that was not a planned song for the EP. That one just accidentally kind of happened while I was already working on the EP. The EP was only going to be a house and techno themed EP, just 4 on the floor music. And then I just was in the mood to make some reggae dub, so I did. And then I just thought, well, what else am I going to do with it? I might as well just throw it on the EP, I guess. So it's kind of the oddball out. So for that reason, I think maybe it just feels weird having it on the EP. So it falls in last place, but it's still, like, I think it's still a really solid song. But that being said, it also probably could be a little bit closer to the reggae influence. I feel like I didn't go hard enough in the reggae sound. I kind of leaned into the deep dubstep sound a bit too much, but also not enough. So it's this weird kind of wishy-washy in-between genre. But whatever, it's still a good song. Some people might even like the fact that it's not fully committed to one sound or the other. It kind of makes it more unique, I guess. I really dig this one a lot. Very different from the usual stuff you do. I don't know. I don't really know what that means. I'm pretty sure, like, what is the usual stuff? What is the Holobase usual stuff? I thought the whole point is that every time I release something, it's usually pretty different from what I've done before. She might not be okay, but your mom is definitely fine. This might just be my favorite track art that I've seen from you. Thanks. I also think it might be the best video I've done for a song. I'm really happy with how it came out visually. I think it fits the mood of the song well. I just think it's really clean. I finally learned from my mistakes and decided to render the video without film grain, because even though film grain looks really good when I render the video out, it looks really bad when I upload it to YouTube, because YouTube compression just doesn't know how to handle film grain. So all of my other songs always look really bad visually because I put film grain on the videos. So for OK, I elected to not put film grain on, and hey, would you know it, the video looks way cleaner now as a result. So I agree that it's probably one of the best songs on my channel visually. I got some Geometry Dash vibes here. What? That doesn't even make sense. Geometry Dash doesn't have like a vibe, does it? I mean, I don't play Geometry Dash, but my understanding of Geometry Dash is that it's a collection of music from all genres. So to say that my music has a Geometry Dash vibe means it sounds like music, which is probably the lightest compliment you could possibly give me. But I'm sure you meant it with good intentions, so I'll take it anyways. Chilly, lightweight. Thanks. Sounds like you're reviewing a winter coat that you found on Amazon. Awesome. I agree. Glad to see me back. You know, it's funny that people are still finding me. I've been back now, posting music for, I don't know, 9 months, maybe? Something like that. It's been a long time. I mean, I came back with the first anniversary of Holomyth, right? Because I posted my song Unity. So that would technically be when I came back. But I guess it wasn't until Power Stance that I started posting, semi-regularly again, a new song every month, 3-4 weeks. So, I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take for everyone to realize I'm back. But hey, I'm back. I don't know what you want me to do. You want to put a big sign up on the channel that says, hey, I'm back? But I'm glad people are finding me still. Holobase on a roll lately. Nice frequent uploads. You're releasing so much so fast. I'm not complaining though. See, the comments like this are the main reason why I wanted to do this video, because I'm worried that a lot of people don't understand what it means to release an EP. They don't really know what I've just done. What I've just done is I've spent the entire month of June basically developing 5 songs, actually 6 songs if you buy the EP. There's a bonus track. I bet you guys didn't know that, did you? But I've spent 1 month developing these 6 songs to package them together and sell them as a showcase of some of my best work. And you would call this an EP. EP, I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of what defines an EP, but it's just like a mini album. I know you guys know what an album is. So it's like I just made a mini album. Mini albums don't happen overnight. I didn't produce each of these songs and then make the video and render it out and upload it day after day after day. That's physically not possible to work that fast. I spent a month preparing all of these uploads to come out over the course of the month of June, starting with the first upload, which was How It Is. Of course, I didn't tell anyone back then that I was making an EP, but that was technically the first song for the EP. And then over the course of the month, I was just working kind of quietly to myself so that at the end of the month I could release this EP as a big package deal for everyone. But anyways, again, all that just to say, it's not that I'm releasing so much so fast, it's that I released an EP or an album of sorts as Holobase, and you guys probably aren't used to that. But I think I'd like to do it again as long as it's received well and it sells enough, and I make it clear enough what an EP or an album is and what that means to do literally nothing but work on music for a month. Like, it's exhausting. I didn't stream or anything. I just holed myself away and made music pretty much for the month of June. So it's tough, and I want to see the returns on that, and I want to make sure that you guys value what that means. That was a nice vibe. I feel like the world is a bit more okay now. What a time to be a Hollow Base subscriber. What a time to be alive. I would make a joke, but I don't have the time. Yes, you do. That's not even a good pun. These aren't even good time puns. A good, okay, here's a good crony pun. You know what one of you guys should have commented? You should have commented this. You should have put quotation marks. Like one guy, like this is a conversation between two people. It's in quotation marks. It says, wow, did you see that Hollow Base finally uploaded a crony song? Under that other quotation marks, the other guy responding, yeah, it's about time. That's a good pun because it's a proper double meaning. Another banger. Is this dark synth? What is it? No, it's techno. This is actually pretty good. Drawing inspiration from Yume's art streams, I see. This is actually pretty good. That's quite a compliment, isn't it? You know, I don't know about your stuff usually kind of hit or miss, usually miss, but this one, I don't know. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Thank you, Unknown, for the high compliment, the high praise. As a crony Oshi and techno head, this makes me so happy. I wasn't completely sure what the overlap was between crony fans and techno fans, but I'm glad at least there's somebody. Holy moly. Most of your music is perfect for gaming. If not for gaming, for other things, like that one that I use as my Windows startup sound. Okay, first of all, I didn't even know you could change the Windows startup sound. I don't know why you'd need to. But I can't believe you have a song of mine as your Windows startup sound. That's incredible. Crony.exe. That wasn't really the vibe I was going for, but I see it. I 100% see it now that you've said that. So what's changed since everything went down? Clearly you're confident in releasing and selling the same kind of stuff now. Not judging at all. I'm happy to hear all of these. Just curious, has the thing been resolved and there's an agreement? I hope so. Definitely not. Absolutely nothing's changed. I'm not selling Hololive music on my Bandcamp or anything with Hololive samples in it. If you go to the Trackmaker EP on my Bandcamp, it's all instrumental music. And I can see this was explained in the replies to the comment, but I just figured I'd say it as part of the video as well. Legally, yeah, like I shouldn't be selling any music with Hololive samples in it on my Bandcamp, which is why I never really intended on making an EP or an album in the first place, because I'm not going to go through all the work it takes to make an EP and album if I can't sell the thing. It's a lot of work putting maybe an EP isn't that bad. Like I said, I did the whole thing in a month, but especially like an album, like it takes a lot of time and planning to put an album of music together, at least proper good music. So I would want to be compensated for that financially for my time. So for that reason, I never intended on doing it, but I really need some money right now. So I decided what I would do is I would just produce instrumental music. And like, yes, the true versions of this music is meant to have Hololive samples in it, but I'm selling the instrumental versions that I do have 100% the rights to sell on my Bandcamp. He also doesn't use ads anymore, if I'm right. I don't even know what that means. You mean YouTube ads? Because I don't use YouTube ads. No one uses YouTube. YouTube uses YouTube ads. People don't really put ads in their videos anymore. YouTube puts the ads in your video. You can't really do anything about that. That being said, though, I am able to control which types of ads appear in my videos because I monetize my channel. People that don't have channel monetization have no control over the ads in their videos, and they don't make any money from the ads in their videos. But if your channel is eligible for monetization and you go through that process so that you can start earning ad revenue like I have, then you can have control over which types of ads show on your videos. So I've specifically gone in and told YouTube to not do like the pre-roll ads and the mid-roll ads, because I hate those types of ads where you're like wait 15 seconds for an ad to go by or skip after 5 seconds. Those are the worst ads and I hate them. So the only ads in my videos should be just those dumb little bars that pop up on the bottom that nobody cares about anyways. Whenever some rando goes, oh, you listen to techno? Awesome. Or I love techno. Whenever they mean electronic music, just show them this. Yes, it is true that techno has the unfortunate reputation of being associated with all electronic or dance music. I think that is rather sad, but I don't know. That's kind of just what happens when you take an entire culture or movement and you have to summarize it and package it to someone that has never heard of it before, you know? It's the same reason your parents probably can't name one Pokemon other than Pikachu. It's just kind of what happens. I really wish Crony would reach out to you to produce bangers like this just to release an album of nothing but electronic bangers. Well, keep wishing, because I haven't made myself very easy to contact. As far as I know, there's no real way to contact me anyways, other than maybe SoundCloud messaging. But that's about it. I've cut off communications from everybody at this point, so I don't think anyone's going to be reaching out to me anytime soon. Crony's voice goes really well with this kind of music. I was shocked myself, honestly, at how well it worked. But obviously, yeah, once I heard how well it worked, I had to make it. Sometimes, you know, I hear a sample in a stream and I'm like, that might make for a cool idea for a song. And then I actually start doing something with it and I'm like, you know what? I was wrong. This does not work at all. But in this particular instance, when Crony, as soon as she said the word techno, I was like, oh, that was too good. So I had to cut it out and start playing with it, and just instantly it clicked and the whole song just wrote itself after that. This goes hard. I'm not usually a guy for techno. I mean, that's kind of weird to me because Techno God, I produced that song to be pretty like by the numbers techno music. I didn't think I did anything very like challenging or creative with it. It's pretty much just exactly what modern techno music sounds like. So I can't help but think you might be listening to the wrong techno, because I feel like a lot of modern techno sounds like Techno God or vice versa. So I think you'd like a lot of modern techno if you gave it a shot. Techno is so dated, but this is still a great listen. What on earth are you talking about? No offense, but what on earth are you talking about? I mean, techno, obviously techno is one of the oldest electronic genres. There's no denying that. Techno's been around since drum machines have been around, so it's had many years to evolve its sound and develop to where it is today. So if you think techno's dated, I assume you just haven't been listening to techno, because believe me, techno's still here and it still bangs. It's better than ever, I would say. You gotta go listen to some like Filth on Acid or something. Bangers left and right from Holobase. The speed you're uploading these bangers at, holy. See, this is why I'm doing this video, because I want you guys to understand that I didn't just make these bangers one day after the next. That's not possible. No producer on planet Earth could. I mean, it's one thing to maybe like I know there's people that are really fast at making music, but not just that, but then the video too. Like the video takes a long time to edit, but then even longer to render. Like there's not like nothing about your talent is going to change the fact it's going to take a couple hours to render all of these visuals. You can't. You guys. You're. This took a long time to make. I feel like if I don't explain how long it took to make this EP and how much work went into it, then people aren't going to understand it. So I have to make it clear that I took a whole month out of my life to not like live stream or do anything but work on music until I basically burnt myself out, and then I had to take like a week off and just play video games and just gel out and do nothing music related to give my brain a refresher, and then go back to it and then re-listen to all the music I did make and then start re-editing it because I wanted to add new things after going back to it with fresh ears. And the videos didn't just come to me right away either. There were a lot of drafts of these videos while I was trying to decide what I wanted to do visually for each one, and some of them I'm still not happy with. Like Shishiro Dub is just an ugly video, if I'm being honest. It's fine, I guess, but it definitely isn't as good as the other three. New EP, heck yeah, absolutely, go listen to it. Go buy the EP on my Bandcamp. That's the whole point of this video, is to just draw more attention to the EP. Go buy it. What a banger. Another banger. Another banger. Man, you guys are really struggling to come up with some compliments, huh? Makes me feel like I'm underperforming as the musician when you guys have so little to say on the music itself. If it really is a banger, I would assume the comments would be a bit better. This is like when an artist recreates a child's doodle. I guess so, yeah. I had to fill in a lot of the blanks. Gura didn't give me a whole lot to work with, just an 808 and a hi-hat. But, you know, I made sure to do the best I could with what she gave me. Did I get this right? You upload the tracks with the Hololive samples on YouTube, and sell the OG tracks without them on Bandcamp so you can make profit without hurting Hololive guidelines. But since you and the songs are related to Hololive, you use DALL-E Mini to make a clearly recognizable Gura that you won't get in trouble for. Or maybe I thought more about this than you did. No, you pretty much nailed it. That's it. I mean, I use DALL-E Mini for the cover art just because I love AI technology and seeing what it's capable of. I always have. Even back when I was DJing like 7 years ago, I loved using YouTube and Spotify algorithms to generate track lists. I had a lot of fun with that back in the day, but deepfakes and trying to manipulate audio generation programs to say the things I need them to say and then further editing them manually. And DALL-E Mini is just the next evolution in the attempt to generate artwork artificially. And more importantly than DALL-E Mini, DALL-E Mega, which I signed up for, I feel like weeks ago, and I still haven't heard back. But I would love to get access to DALL-E Mega, and then from that point, if I can get DALL-E Mega to make the kind of art that I'm envisioning, even if it's like just close enough, I could be using DALL-E Mega to generate all of my track art going forward. I think it'd be cool because honestly, I hate having to make my own art all the time. I'm not an artist, so I can just do like photo editing, and I don't like photo editing. It takes forever. It sucks. So I'd love to just be able to generate my own artwork. It'll be putting artists out of business, but it's not like I can afford to pay artists for track art anyways, so might as well. This gives me Need for Speed Underground 2 / Most Wanted and Midnight Club vibes. What are you talking about? You guys are so confusing. You know that like the soundtracks for these old EA games consist of like 20 different genres. I don't know what you're referring to. That doesn't mean anything. Clicked on your music after listening to the soundtrack from Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, and OMG, same vibe for me. Really? So you're the second person that says the Trackmaker song sounds like Need for Speed soundtrack. So maybe there's something to that. I don't know. The only Need for Speed games that I've played are Most Wanted, the 2007 game, and Hot Pursuit, the 2010 game. And I don't think Trackmaker sounds anything like the music in Hot Pursuit. As far as Most Wanted goes, I think there was like a Jamiroquai song or a remix that was Breaks, maybe? I don't know, I'm not entirely sure, but anyways, interesting. My going nutser is that squeaky sound, one of Gura's many staple screams. You know, I definitely made it sound like Gura on purpose, but it's actually not Gura. I intended on it being confused for Gura because it sounds exactly like her. But that sample is actually just part of the break that I sampled. And initially I took it out, like I EQ'd it out of the break, but then when I realized it actually just sounds like Gura, I decided to keep it in. And it's great because that means I don't have to take it out for the instrumental version because it's not technically Gura, even though it sounds like it. Hollow bass using FL Unreal. Actually, I thought about downloading FL Studio just for the sake of Trackmaker, but I thought that was a lot of work for basically no reason. So instead, I just decided to use the visuals of the FL, what's it called, step sequencer, in the video itself. And then I just decided to use it as like a spectrum because I thought it looked cool. But yeah, no, I still don't use FL. Is it me or does this banger have a sweet Crystal Method vibe? So I didn't know who Crystal Method was before recording this video, but I specifically looked it up just to respond to this comment. So the Crystal Method are apparently an electronic rock act, I guess you could say, from late 90s and 2000s. And I think Big Beat is the name for that genre. I can't remember. But anyways, whatever it is, so there's a lot of history to electronic music. Like I said, decades of history to electronic music. And I try my best to know my history, but the problem is there are so many genres that were developed in the 90s and 2000s that evolved, and there were even some really big names in those respective genres, and then those genres hit dead ends and they stopped. There was no more real room for innovation or evolution. DJs weren't playing the genres, and they just didn't mesh with the current vibe of electronic music, and so they stopped being produced. And Big Beat would be one of those genres. Also, I think the production cost for that genre was just very high, like unreasonably high. So the bar for entry was a lot higher than like other genres like house or drum and bass and stuff. So the reason I didn't know the Crystal Method is just because I don't know that genre well anyways. I could name the Prodigy and the Chemical Brothers, I think their name was. It's great music. I'm not saying it's not good music. It's great music. But again, these are genres that don't exist anymore. So forgive me for not knowing the Crystal Method. But I've listened to them now, and I absolutely see where you're coming from. Because yes, much like other big beat, broken beat acts, electro-influenced acts back in the day, it's got that doon 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 slowed down drum and bass rhythm. This sounds like a menu in a tactical action-packed game. Does it? I've never played a tactical action-packed game. I don't know what music typically plays in those games, but I'll defer to the expert, who is clearly Cool Ice. Photon tends to use stuff via the community she comes across. I hope she finds this some way, somehow. Would be a perfect intro to a specific game or something. Sure, I don't care. She can do what she wants with it. If she finds it and she actually thinks that there's a use for it, I don't personally see how it could be used for anything, but my music isn't meant to be used for stuff. It's just meant for listening to. So if people find ways to use my music for something and it works, then well done. Are you this good at so many different styles? I don't know. It just comes to me naturally. I really don't have an answer for you. It's not like I study these genres mercilessly for months on end. I don't know. I just hear a song and I'm like, okay, I could make that, and then I just make it. You should do project breakdowns like before. Kind of curious on how you make your stuff. I wouldn't want to do those regularly, but I guess I could do a project breakdown for the Trackmaker EP, just to quickly showcase all of the project files and show what each song looked like and talk a little bit more about each one. You can make a banger in every genre. I wonder how hard bass would turn out. Yeah, I wonder. What's this genre? Reggae, my man. Well, yeah, it's very similar to my favorite Kunte Kinte dub, which is reggae. Most of other songs sound different. Not enough electro synthesizer sounds. Is there any subgenre? It's reggae dub. That's what I'm calling it, is reggae dub. If you're not happy with that, then just go listen to deep dubstep. If you're still not happy, search reggae deep dubstep. I don't know. Maybe eventually you'll find something. I recommend Moonshine Recordings. And if you're more of an artist guy, then maybe Radical Guru or Numa Crew or something. Also, the Kunte Kinte dub, whether you know it or not, is one of the most influential pieces of reggae music to electronic music. The Kunte Kinte rhythm was a hook that was recycled time and time again, and even today you can still hear sometimes that initial showing up in dubstep and drum and bass and stuff, because that rhythm is largely what influenced that kind of 4 on the floor with the snare that eventually fused with the garage sound in the UK. And I tried to recreate that rhythm in the second drop for Shishiro dub with the kick, snare, kick, but I decided to take out the kick when the snare plays just because I didn't like how it was stacking. But anyways, yeah, if you think they sound similar, it's for good reason. I'm always amazed by the sheer range of genres that this man can create bangers in. Drum and bass, dub, speedcore, dubstep, ska? House. When have I made ska? Wait, I haven't made ska, have I? I've never made ska. What are you talking about? I don't think I can make ska. Don't put ska on that list. I don't think I can make ska because it's not an electronic genre. I can write ska music, but I can't produce it. I don't have the instruments or the recording equipment to perform and record ska music. But so you're overestimating my abilities a little bit, but I appreciate it. I'm hearing the likes of the Specials and the Gorillaz inspirations. I don't know who the Specials is, and I couldn't name more than 2 songs by the Gorillaz, so you're wrong on both fronts, but good guess anyways. Tastes slightly Jamaican. I would hope so. It's reggae music, so that was definitely the goal. So I would hope it's at least slightly Jamaican. Red goes brr brr brr, yellow goes toot toot. Is this Dr. Seuss? Are we bringing back the Dr. Seuss references again? This feels like I'm reading a children's book. One of your best. Wait, I'm confused. This says that the comment is on OK, but the thumbnail is clearly for Shishiro dub. Come on, YouTube! Come on, YouTube! I gasped out loud when I saw this. I wasn't expecting to elicit such a physical reaction from people just from the title of the song, but I'm glad. All new production, or did you manage to recover the old projects from the broken hard drive? So I didn't say this anywhere publicly because I didn't want to positively influence sales of the EP, and I especially didn't want to come off like I was sounding like desperate or scraping for money or whatever. But truthfully, the only reason I made the Trackmaker EP is because I need to make money to get my hard drive repaired. It's gonna cost maybe even $1,000 to get this hard drive fixed. I don't want to just spend $1,000 to fix this hard drive when like, yeah, sure, there's lots of great stuff on it, but truly, like, the biggest reason to get this hard drive fixed is just to recover my old music project files. But my music isn't worth $1,000 if I can't make $1,000 from my music in the first place. So I didn't say this anywhere, but the reason I made this EP was to make $1,000. Or, you know, if I'm selling an EP at $5, then that means I need to sell about 200 copies. That being said, I've already gotten many generous donations from people that are above and beyond $5, as well as like super chats from live streams. So realistically speaking, I guess I only need to make 100 sales. So if I make 100 sales of the Trackmaker EP, then I will pay the money and I will get my hard drive fixed. But if I can't even make 100 sales from the Trackmaker EP, then clearly my music is not worth $1,000 in the first place, and I'm not going to go send my hard drive off to get repaired. It's just not worth it. That's a lot of money, and I'm not about to go dump all that on a hard drive if I can't see that return first, right? So that's why I made this EP. But I didn't want to say that because then I feel like I'm artificially inflating how many sales I get. If I make this big boo-hoo cry video like, oh, woe is me, I need money to fix my hard drive, please buy my EP, because I know I'll make more sales that way. But I don't want that. I want to just naturally see how many sales I can generate with my music. But so far, it's not looking great. Like, obviously, people are buying the EP, but I'm nowhere close to 100 sales yet. So, again, the whole point of this video is to help illustrate the picture that Holobase just spent a month making some of the best music he's ever made. And if you want to financially support his endeavors, then there's a Bandcamp link in the description, and you can do so. If you don't want to, that's fine. Obviously, no hard feelings. Look, I don't buy music. Screw that. Buying music is dated. People don't buy music anymore. You can just stream music. I pay for Spotify. That's what I do. I pay $10 a month or whatever it is for Spotify, and I just stream the music. Sometimes I just listen to music on YouTube. I don't buy music. So look, if you don't want to buy the music, I do not blame you in the slightest, okay? If I was you, I also would not buy the music. But I'm just saying, the option's there. Whatever. I'm trying to make it sound like I'm not some greedy, money-hungry little gremlin who's trying to get your money, because I know there's people that think that I'm like that, and I swear I'm not. So I've got to try really careful to not come off that way, because I don't want to validate in these people's minds that I'm some money-hungry whatever. But anyways. Looping this boop while gaming. I like that. You know how sick I am of seeing people call my music a banger? I like boop. I make boops now. Screw bangers. We're done with bangers, okay? Me and the boys, we make boops. So chill and calming. Perfectly encapsulates Fauna's vibe. Love it. Glad you like it. That was... this song, How It Is, wasn't inspired by what Fauna said. It's literally just inspired by nature and Fauna and the general atmosphere that her kinds of streams and demeanor emits. So yeah, that's basically what I was going for, is just whatever you would call a Fauna vibe. I listen to very little house, so I can't tell what your inspirations are here. Associations jumping around between the Orbs, Little Fluffy Clouds, Will Katie's What Fills the Gap, Oracle's sound in general, and a blend of music from the late 90s, which I can't really identify by name, but it's just organic house. It's so funny, man. You guys just struggling to figure out where my inspirations come from. My inspirations are All Day I Dream. I mean, actually, Oracle's is not a bad call out. I'll give you that. I don't even know what those other two are. I don't know who the Orb is or Will Katie. But anyways, no, if you want to listen to Organic House, I think I might have actually left a physical comment somewhere. You can go listen to All Day I Dream. Go listen to Lost and Found. Anjuna has a sub label called Anjuna Deep. There's Tribes of. There's Soul Selectors. There's like Go Diva for like more Afro house kind of style. Like that's the kind of stuff I listen to. Those are all labels, by the way, not artists. I don't listen to artists. I listen to labels. Lost Miracle, there's a good one. Tail and Tone, I think was the name of one. All of them. Oh, there was one with furniture. What was it? Hang on. Do Not Sit on the Furniture. Those are my influences. Go listen to those labels. Within those labels, there are tons of artists and hundreds of releases, and you will never run out of organic house and deep house and Afro house, and those are my influences for how it is. I need to make I need to put a mix on my channel. I haven't mixed anything as Hollow Bass for a while because of YouTube copyrights, and I got really fed up with trying to fight YouTube copyrights, trying to put mixes on my channel. But I think right now I'm really due for a new mix, specifically just so I can mix a bunch of my influences together for the Trackmaker EP, so you guys can hear firsthand the music that inspired my music, because you guys seem to really be struggling trying to find the inspirations yourselves. You're just naming random soundtracks and random artists and songs I've never heard of before. So that's also next up on my list of things to do, apparently. And now I have to do a project walkthrough, and I have to make a mix for the Trackmaker EP. So you guys doing this comment video has just made more work for me, apparently. Thanks, guys. Love you and appreciate you. Sauce of the vocals? I mean, it's just Fauna, unless you're wondering the specific VOD that I sampled them from. It was just from a movie watch along. That's where like almost all of my samples come from, because those are some of the only streams where, you know, people are talking and there isn't like a video game blasting music and sound effects in the background, right? And I kind of need clean vocals to work with if I'm going to be sampling them. So most of my music is sampled from movie or TV, you know, like anime watch-alongs. This one hit nice. Not quite as incredible as Unity, but it's pretty close. Yeah, I could see why you'd be comparing this with Unity, because typically I don't do these like more melodic, moody sounds in my music. Not that I don't like them. It's just naturally the way that I write melodies and chords. They don't typically lead me to make moody music, so I have to go out of my way to make moody music. But when I do, I feel like it still comes out pretty good. But I also agree that Unity is, I don't know if it's technically better. Like, I think how it is more technically impressive, but I personally like Unity better. I like what I did with the vocals in that one. Also, comments are saying it's my birthday? Really? Were people saying it was my birthday? I don't know how that started. It's not my birthday. Actually, funny enough, now it almost is my birthday. As of this recording, I'm like less than a week away from my birthday. So at this point now, that actually is a relevant comment. But a month ago, it wasn't. So I don't know what happened there. But yeah, it actually is almost my birthday now. So if you wanted to wish me happy birthday, I guess this is the video to do it on. Actually, I'll probably live stream on my birthday, just because why not? I'm not going to be doing anything else for my birthday. Play like Fall Guys or something. I'll always appreciate your uploads, man. From the demotivation to the hard drive fiasco. From the demotivation to the hard drive fiasco. Not to mention YouTube being YouTube. To drive anyone nuts. So when you do get these short bursts of motivation, groovy always comes out, and it becomes a special occasion for me and maybe others. You come on, YouTube. Really, you can't even align the text properly on your website? So thanks for keeping at it despite it all. It's tough out there, man. What can I say? I have it tough. Boo-hoo. Woe is me. But I really do struggle to put music on this channel sometimes. It's hard to get the stars align where I have the motivation and the inspiration to actually make a whole song and put it on the channel. Never mind like a whole EP. So yeah, it is kind of an event when something actually gets uploaded to the channel properly. You heard this speech. I'm done reading comments. Thank you everybody for watching. As always, I appreciate your endless support. Thank you for liking my content enough to comment under it, even if you have absolutely no sense of humor. I appreciate the engagement because I'm told that it boosts my videos' watchability and stuff in the algorithm or whatever. So keep on leaving those bad puns all you want. If it helps my content in the long run, then I can't complain. If you value what I do and you like what I do and you want to financially support me, you finally have a brilliant way of doing so. It's called Buy the Trackmaker EP for $5. Or if you don't want to buy it, great, I don't care, because I wouldn't buy it myself because I don't like my own music enough to spend $5 on an EP. But if you do, there it is. Thank you for watching. I don't know, I got nothing else to say. Bye.